Hey, everybody. How y'all doing? Have you missed me? Anyway, welcome. This is your very own Rasheeda Omolade Sule. And we are back on the matter. Hello. I'd like to give a shout out to Fulla. She's like, hey, I was looking out for you yesterday. You didn't show up. Not on Monday, Tuesdays and Thursdays, but starting from the 1st, it's going to be, let's keep it a Tuesdays and Thursdays for now. Yeah, let's keep it a Tuesdays, Thursdays for now. Welcome, everybody. This is Rasheeda Omolade Sule. If this is your first time watching me, how you doing? What's going on? Welcome. If you're on my YouTube channel, and you're not a part of my family yet, I'm still wondering what you're waiting on. Hit the subscription button, hit the notification bell so that every time I'm about to come on, you'll be one of the first to know. And then if you like what we're talking about here, hey, click on the like button. Make sure that you leave a comment. If there's anything that you would like to talk about, leave a comment. If you have a question, put it out there, and I'll be sure to answer it. If you are on my Facebook private group, how's y'all doing? And if you're in my Facebook personal, what's up? How you doing? So we're going to be reading from this amazing book. We're almost done. Golly, I can't believe the end of the month is here already. Like September went by so quickly. So quickly, like today's the 28th. Wow. I hope you guys are getting this book in. Look, if you don't have this book, Think and Grow Rich, please go get this book. It's very important for you to live a very amazing life on earth. It's a fantastic book. It's a fantastic book. Today we're going to be talking about the Devil's Workshop. And boy, do we need to talk about the Devil's Workshop. Okay, I'm going to need someone to say that they hear me. If you hear me, let me know. Let me see this. I don't want a situation where I'm just talking, having a whole conversation. Let me see if you guys are hearing me. I want to make sure. Having a whole conversation and then I'm on here by myself. Okay. Yeah. If you hear me, let me know. Yeah, you guys hear me. You guys hear me. Let me lower it down a little bit because sometimes I be. Let me see. Nope. No. Nope. Okay. Hold on one second. Okay. Cool. So today we're going to be talking about the Devil's Workshop. If you already know what the topic, if you could just imagine what that is about, say something. The Devil's Workshop. Very, very interesting book. Like I explained, the reason why I am reading this is because a lot of my followers says that they really can't get a hold of the book. So because they can't get a hold of the book, I feel like I need to, read it to them. If you have the book, you can follow along with us. Yeah, follow along with us, and let me know what you think about what you're reading. Remember, 30 days. I've had 2 people call and gave a testimony of what happened in their life, and they gave, like their wins in the past 3.5 weeks. And I was just so moved. Like I explained in the beginning in the private group, if no one says anything, it's cool. But it's nice when we come together as a community and learn from each other. because this education is free. Education is free. But for some reason, people just decide that they're going to go by what they think they know rather than the truth of what is truth. Yeah. So the Devil's Workshop, I'm not going to take this long with this topic. I know that lots of topic I've gone for like hours. Yeah. But it's because it's important. It's important. So this is for my peeps, my peoples. So it says, in addition to the 6 basic fears, remember we talked about the fears last week. We talked about the fear of poverty. This one is the Devil's Workshop. And understanding the Devil's Workshop, I don't know what many of you guys think the Devil Workshop is, but whatever it is that you think it could be, put it out there. Leave a comment. Let me know. But I'm going to read through this. It says, there's another evil by which people suffer. Not just the fear of poverty alone, but there's another evil by which people suffer. It constitutes a rich soil, it says, in which the seeds of failure grow abundantly. It is so subtle that its presence often is not detected. This affliction cannot properly be classed as a fear. It is more deeply seated and more often fatal than all of the 6 fears. For want of a better name, let us call this evil susceptibility to negative influences. Susceptibility to negative influences. Men who accumulate great riches always protect themselves against this evil. If you're not rich yet, begin to practice protecting yourself from this evil. And if you are rich, I hope you're already protecting yourself from this evil, because that's what it says. The poverty-stricken never do. Men who accumulate great riches always protect themselves against this evil. The poverty-stricken never do. Those who succeed in any calling must prepare their minds to resist the evil. If you are reading this philosophy for the purpose of accumulating riches, you should examine yourself very carefully to determine whether you are susceptible to negative influences. I don't know if it's my tongue, if it's my teeth, but you know what I'm saying. Determine whether you are susceptible to negative influences. If you neglect this self-analysis, you will forfeit your right to attain the object of your desires. Make the analysis searching. After you read the questions, prepare for this self-analysis. If you are on the Facebook, the group, if you go to the unit side, you'll see the self-analysis. You can print it out, you can fill it out, you can write it out so that you're able to answer the questions, and you can literally assess yourself with the questions and look at the answers, and it'll tell us what to do later. Hold yourself to a strict accounting in your answers. Go at the task as carefully as you would search for any other enemy you knew to be awaiting you in ambush, and deal with your own faults as you would with a more tangible enemy. What that is saying is, you need to check yourself. When you take the self-analysis, check yourself, because a lot of people, we always feel like we're not negative, they're negative. Everybody says they're good. There's good in all of us, and there's also bad in all of us. So depending on the one that you built up more of, depending again where you grew up, depending again the environment you find yourself in a lot of times. Is it a negative environment? Is it a positive environment? Because a lot of people don't even, they didn't grow up seeing it. They grew up seeing more negative. There's a place, and I'm not even gonna say it because I know y'all gonna come after me. Y'all gonna come after me. And I don't want to hear it. But if you know the place, there's a town in Nigeria, which is a city, a big city. And I heard that they wake them up with curses. Like when they wake up their kids, it's with curses. Everything is curses. And to them, the curses become just a word. They don't see it as a curse. Wow. Wow. Anyway, moving right along. You can easily protect yourself against highway robbers because the law provides organized cooperation for your benefit. But the seventh basic evil is more difficult to master because it strikes when you are not aware of its presence, when you are asleep, while you are awake. Moreover, its weapon is intangible because it consists of merely a state of mind. This evil is also dangerous because it strikes in as many different forms. It's striking as many different forms. It strikes, it strikes in as many different forms as there are human experiences. Sometimes it enters the mind through the well meant words of one's own relatives. At other times, it bores from within through one's own mental attitude. Always, it is as deadly as poison, even though it may not kill as quickly, but is as it is as deadly as poison. So, how to protect yourself against negative influences? How do you protect yourself against negative influences? To protect yourself against negative influences, whether of your own making or the results of the activities of negative people around you, basically recognize that you have a willpower and put it into constant use until it builds a wall of immunity against negative influences on your own mind. Recognize the fact that you and every other human being are by nature lazy, indifferent, and susceptible to all suggestions which harmonize with your weaknesses. Recognize that you are by nature susceptible to all the six basic fears and set up habits for the purpose of counteracting all these fears. Okay? Recognize that negative influences often work on you through your subconscious mind. Therefore, they are different to detect. And keep your mind closed against all people who depress or discourage you in any way. If people depress you, what are you doing around them? Why are you hanging around them? If people are always trying to discourage every good idea you bring, why are you around them? Don't tell them your ideas anymore. Don't tell them. Clean out your medicine chest. Throw away all pill bottles. Stop pondering to colds, aches, pains, and imaginary illness. Deliberately seek the company of people who influence you. People who influence you to think and to act for yourself. Look for those people. Do not expect troubles, as they have a tendency not to disappoint you. Don't expect trouble. Because if you do expect trouble, you're going to get trouble. Without doubt, the most common weakness of all human beings is the habit of leaving their mind open to the negative influences of other people. Don't leave your mind open to negative people. Don't. I hope you're not the negative one, too. This weakness is all the more damaging because most people do not recognize that they are cursed by it. And many who acknowledge it neglect or refuse to correct the evil until it becomes an uncontrollable part of their daily habits. Figure people out. Sit down and look at your phone. Are there people on your phone that don't make you happy? To aid those who wish to see themselves as they really are, there's a list of questions behind this book. A list of questions. And like I said, if you are on my Facebook group, the private group, which the link is in the comment area, the link is there. You're able to get the questions. Read the question and state your answers aloud so you can hear your own voice. And it'll be nice to you if you record it. Take a phone. Record yourself answering these questions. And begin to notice the ones that you're about to choke on. And do this every week. This will make it easier for you to be truthful with yourself. Because a lot of times, if someone says something to us, you'd be like, no, I am not negative. I'm But until you really go through these question and answers, would you really know where you're negative? Because like I said, we all have good and bad in us. It just depends on which one we use the most. It's a lot of questions. But some of the questions, I'm going to, just put some of the questions out there, but not all of them. Is a lot of questions. One of the questions is, if you believe that birds of the same feather flock together, what have you learned about yourself from studying the friends whom you attract? That's a good one, isn't it? If you believe that birds of the same feather flock together, what have you learned from the people that you're hanging around with? The people that you're attracting around you, what have you learned about that? What connection, if any, do you see between the people with whom you associate most closely and any unhappiness you may experience? People that hang around you, people that you hang around. Third, could it be possible that some people whom you consider to be a friend is, in reality, your worst enemy because of his or her negative influences on your mind? So check the people that you hang around. Are they positive influences on you? Or are they negative? By what rules do you judge who is helpful and who is damaging to you? Another question. Are your intimate associates mentally superior or inferior to you? Wow. Are your intimate associates, are they mentally superior or inferior to you? What is your greatest worry? What do you worry about? A lot of people worry a lot. You'd be like, I always tell people, what are you worrying about? Your worry really can't change anything. There's an answer for every problem under the sun. There's nothing that you're going through that someone has not experienced before. So what is your worry? That you worry so much that you get yourself sick. You worry so much you get yourself sick. Why do you tolerate it? What is your greatest worry and why do you tolerate it? Ask yourself that. To my married women, I ask you, why do you tolerate it? To my single ladies, I ask you, why do you tolerate it? You don't have to. You want me to tell you why? Self-image of yourself. Because if you truly know that you know who you are, there's certain things that can't ever come your way. There's certain things that people can't even bring your way because they know that you will not tolerate it. Why do you tolerate it? Let's talk. Let's talk. I'm going to be shooting out a mastermind soon. And there's going to be one class that I'm going to do. It's going to be on self-image. Because we can talk from today to kingdom come. If you don't know who you are, it's as if you came into this life and you hit the gift that God has given you and you did nothing with it because you were not able to flourish. My girlfriend has a program called Flourish. You got to flourish. If you're here and you're not flourishing is not you going to party every weekend. That's not what that got to do with flourish. You go to parties on weekend, Friday, Saturday, you at a party, you chilling, and then Monday through Thursday or Sunday through Thursday, you're as miserable as you can be. That's not flourishing. Do you change your mind often? If so, why? Meaning that you're indecisive. You're not able to make decisions quickly. Leaders make decisions quickly. And they don't apologize even if they made a mistake. It's okay. Mistakes are lessons. They're lessons. You learn lessons. And once you learn them, you know, next time it comes around, you know sort of kind of what to do. But people who are able to make decisions, they lead. Boom, they've made it. What do you want to eat? I don't know. What do you want to eat? I don't know. What should I wear today? I don't know. What you feel like wearing today? I don't know. Should I go? Should I come? Should I? Come on now. Do you cater to people because of their social or financial status? A lot of people do that. Oh, she's popular, so I'm gonna hang with her because if I hang with her, then you know I'm a meet some other amazing people. Yeah, but are they also hanging with you so they can make fun of you, or do they respect you while you're in their clique? Are you hanging around with rich people because you want to learn from them, or you just want to say that you have rich friends and you're not really picking up anything? Do you cater to people because of their social or financial status? Do you even have people talk down on you because of their financial status? You cater to them. Whom do you believe to be the greatest person living? In your book, who is your greatest person that's still living? In what respect is this person superior to you? You look up to them because they're the greatest person living. What do they do? What are they doing to make them, or what have they done to make them the greatest person still living? And in what respect do you think that they're superior to you? Because no one is superior to anyone. Some of us just do more than others, that's all. How much time have you devoted to studying? How much time do you devote to studying? Okay. You have absolute control over but one thing, and that is your thought. Your thoughts, they run wild. This is the most significant and inspiring of all facts known to man. It reflects man's divine nature. This divine prerogative is the sole means by which you may control your own destiny. If you fail to control your own destiny, you may be sure you will control nothing else. If you must be careless with your possession, if you must be careless with your possession, let it be in connection with material things. Your mind is your spiritual estate. Protect and use it with the care to which divine royalty is entitled. Meaning that your mind is a divine royalty. Your mind. Protect it. Take care of your thoughts. Take care of your thoughts. Anything that you should not be thinking, begin to reject it. If you know that is the wrong thing to think about. You're thinking somebody's sick, somebody's going to die. Reject it. Doesn't mean it may not happen, but the thing is, you don't want to plant that seed. You don't want to be, if something tells you that, oh my God, everything is so good right now, everything is so beautiful, I'm flourishing, I'm living life, but maybe in the next month, what if I'm broke? You planted a seed. Reject it. Reject it. Reject it. Just like that. Once it's rejected, that's it. Done. Reject it. Don't think of it. If you fail to control your own mind, you may be sure you will control nothing else. If you must be careful with your possessions, if you must be careless with your possessions, let it be in connection with material things. Your mind is your spiritual estate. Protect and use it with the care to which divine royalty is entitled. You were given a willpower for this purpose. Willpower. We have the will to do whatever we want to do. So when people ask that question, well, if there is a God, why is there so much bad things happening in the world? Like I said, humans have bad and good. Which one are you using the most? Some people choose to use bad. That's what they know. That's what they know. So the only way that this world can be what a lot of us want it to be, which is to be good, is to educate, train, help one person at a time, one family at a time. And I truly believe in exactly what Oprah Winfrey believes. If we take a female and we train, we educate, we teach, we train, we educate, we teach, we not only change what they know to be bad, but we replace it with what we know to be good for themselves, for their home, for their community. A woman. We have more single mothers than single fathers. We know the majority of maybe stay-home moms are more than stay-home dads. And we know the impact that a mother has on a child. So we took a woman, a youth, a young lady, and train and teach, educate, replace some of the things that she has grown up to know that are not really helping her. Because if it's not helping her, it's not going to help her when she gets married. It's not going to help when she has children. It's not going to help the community. So if we can replace them with better thoughts, then we're building an amazing nation. We'll be able to do that. We'll be able to do that. So moving right along, unfortunately, there is no legal protection against those who either by design or by ignorance poison the minds of others by negative suggestion. Sit down sometime in a group and listen to how some people think or listen to what they say will let you know whether, did she just say that or did it just drop out of her mouth? Did he just say that? Listen sometimes to how some people talk around you and you'll be shocked. But then again, my question to you is, what if you're the person? How would you know? I'm so sorry about that. What if you have a lot of negative thoughts around you? What if you're the one that thinks very, very negative? Take the self-analysis test. Okay? Take that test. Fill it out. Ask the questions, record your answers, because you'll be shocked to know that some of the things that you think are good about you may not be good after all. And you know what? That's okay. Why? Because knowing is half the battle. Because now you know. And when you know, you're able to replace it with something better rather than just saying, well, that's just who I am. It's either you take it or leave it. Oh God, I hate when people say that. Let me not even say, I can't stand when people say that. Because we all have the opportunity to change. We all have the opportunity to let go of what's not working and add something that is working. I know so many people who died hustling, and I can't stand saying that word because that's all they talk about. Hustle, 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 hustle. So when they say hustle, that's all they do all their life is hustle. They don't live. When do you start living if you're still hustling in your 50s and you're hustling in your 60s? You don't live. When a person is always hustling, you're always looking around to see if somebody coming to get what you got. I got to get it first. I got to get it. I got to get it. So take the self-analysis test and see whether, there's certain areas that you need to work on. And trust me, every last one of us falls short somewhere. That's why that self-analysis is good for everybody. It says that this form of destruction should be punishable by heavy legal penalties because it may and often does destroy one's chances of acquiring material things which are protected by law. Now, check this out. Men with negative minds tried to convince Thomas A. Edison that he could not build a machine that will record and reproduce the human voice because they said no one else had ever produced such a machine. When you have an idea and you're like, oh my God, I got this idea, but because no one else, they don't understand it, so they just knock it out. Nobody has ever done that before. What you mean? It doesn't make any sense. Just because it doesn't make any sense to you You're not the visionary. You're not the one they gave it to. Encourage your friend to do it. Encourage. They told Thomas Edison, no one has ever done that before. Why do you think, you're going to get away with this? Edison didn't listen to them. He knew that the mind could produce anything the mind could conceive and believe. And that knowledge was the thing that lifted the great Edison above the common herd. Another one, men with negative minds told F.W. Woolworth he would go broke trying to run a store on 5 and 10-cent sales. He did not believe them. He knew that he could do anything within reason if he backed his plans with faith, exercising his right to keep other men's negative suggestions out of his mind, out of his head. He piled up a fortune of more than $100 million. Another one, men with negative minds told George Washington he could not hope to win against the vastly superior forces of the British, but he exercised his divine right to believe that he could. Therefore, this book was published under the protection of the Stars and Stripes, while the name of Lord Cornwallis has been all but forgotten. Doubting Thomases, oh Lord. Thomas gave birth to children, He gave birth to children. And there's a lot of them out there. And some of them may just be your friends. Doubting Thomases scoffed scornfully when Henry Ford tried out his first crudely built automobile on the streets of Detroit. Some said that the thing never would become practical. Others said no one would pay money for such a contraption. They called the car a contraption. Others would never pay for such a contraption. Ford said, I'll belt the earth with dependable motor cars. And he did it. His decision to trust his own judgment has already piled up a fortune far greater than the next 5 generations of his descendants can squander. For the benefit of those seeking vast riches, let it be remembered that practically the sole difference between Henry Ford and a majority of the more than 100,000 men who work for him is this. Ford has a mind and he controls it. Everybody got a mind, but he knows how to control his mind from the negatives, from family members who will not do nothing. And when you try to do something, they tell you, boy, go sit down. You can't do that. Girl, why do you think you all that? You think family members would discourage you. Family members would discourage you. Friends will discourage you. Have you ever seen the ones that are discouraging and then go behind you and do it? Oh my. The others have minds which they do not try to control. Henry Ford has been repeatedly mentioned because he is an astounding example of what a man with a mind of his own and a will to control it can accomplish. His record knocks the foundation from under that time-worn alibi. I never had a chance, is what a lot of people say. At the end of the day, you're going to say, you didn't hear about this? You're going to say there was no books out there that could have taught you. You're going to say there's no coaches out there that can hold you by the hand and walk you step by step through it. Come on now. No, the thing is you're going to give yourself an alibi. And that alibi inside of you, you know it's not true. You know it's not true. Ford never had a chance either, but he created an opportunity and backed it with persistence until it made him richer than Croesus. Oh, Lord. Ford never had a chance. So when you come with your alibis, remember that Ford too, he didn't have a chance. He created the opportunity. Forget the alibis. Create the opportunity and continue to do it and do it and do it because you believe in it. A lot of people they don't do what they believe in. They follow what the masses are doing. They follow what the masses are doing. And then they get there and realize that they are so miserable. Do you know how many nurses are miserable? Do you know how many people that are IT people that because they didn't have time for family, they were not able to manage anything. They jumped into IT because of money. And later on, because it's not in harmony with what they should be doing, it was more harder for them to understand the work. And because of that, they put everything in it and they lost what was the most important thing. I remember when somebody asked me, oh, there's this guy and needs a wife. I was like, he needs a wife. He's in his 20s, 30s? No, he's in his 50s. Has he ever been married before? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, he was doing IT. Now, he has all the money, but then no one to, I say that because a lot of people are doing things that they are not in harmony with. And because of that, it doesn't come easy to them. If everybody else is doing it easy, they will have to, use 10 times more the energy, the effort in order just to understand it. It means that you're not in harmony with it. You're not in harmony with it. And if you're not in harmony with it, you're going to struggle with it. You're going to struggle with it. You're going to struggle with it. God, Lee, I didn't even know that was a good example. That's a good example. I went through the same thing when I was in college. When I was in college, growing up, I've always wanted to be an attorney because I knew I didn't like being a doctor. So I knew I wanted to be an attorney. Why did I want to be an attorney? I love people. I love representing people. I love, being in court, representing people, fighting for people. That's what I love to do. I don't like anyone to be taken advantage of. I love teaching people, educating people. So I went to school. And I did not want to take, what is it? Political science. I'm like, what am I going to use that for? So I didn't want a political science major. So I first went in as liberal arts and science. Okay. I went in as liberal arts and science the first semester. Then when I figured out that I was like, you know what, let me do business management or something like that. And I think my third year, my counselor says, oh, okay, you just have a couple more in order to finish and graduate. But at that time was coming the Y2K, and everybody was jumping into computer science. Computer science. And I was like, no, I ain't doing no computer science. Is there any other option? And my counselor said, oh, yeah, you can do computer information systems, because they had a lot more business classes. And I already had all the business classes I needed. So all they needed to do was add Unix, C++, C, Java, and I think there was another class that they needed to add. But let me tell you something. You see that programming class? I thought I was going to die. I thought I was going to die. C, I loved. C++, I did not like. No. Database, I liked. because it just seemed easy. Java, yeah, Unix, but you see those topics, you see those subjects. All my 3 years of being in school, I have never struggled as much as I struggled the last year, just because I wanted to add a few more, just a few computer, whatever, just so that I'll get information systems and computer management and business management out of school. I was not in harmony. I was not in harmony with them top. I was not. It was so hard for me. I stayed up all night. I'll be sleeping and seeing programs. And this goes here. I was miserable. I was not in alignment with that. It was not in harmony with me. I passed it enough to get the degree. I got the degree. And I still came out doing sales. Still came out doing sales. I just didn't like it. So if you're that person where something is not in harmony with you, it's going to take more out of you. Okay, it's going to take more out of you. So mind control is the result of self-discipline and habit. You either control your mind or it controls you. There is no halfway compromise. The most practical of all methods for controlling the mind is the habit of keeping it busy with a definite purpose, backed by a definite plan. So you see this definite purpose? This is what we call, because I'm a consultant, this is what we call our type C goal. Many of you may not know what type A, B, C goals are. Okay, your type C goal is your purpose, your highest purpose, what you've been called to do, what you love to do. That's what that definite purpose is, backed by a definite plan. As a consultant and a coach, we help you to have that definite plan. So once you have the plan, then you're able to go step by step into your purpose. And you reach your purpose faster. Why? Because now you got a GPS. Everything begins to align itself when you are in your purpose. Okay, when you are in your purpose. Study the record of any man who achieves noteworthy success, and you will observe that he has control over his mind. Moreover, that he exercises that control and directs it toward the attainment of a definite objective. Without this control, success is not possible. Without this control, success is not possible. So I would like to thank everyone who took time out to watch and were able to write some things down, were able to learn some things, because that's why I'm doing this. It's the world that we live in right now is a world where no one wants to read anymore. Everybody just wants that fast, you know. Audio is good. Audio, I'm not saying audio is not good, but I love to have books that I can highlight. I can highlight and I can go back and use those words. They are amazing. This book is fantastic. Please, once again, make sure you get Think and Grow Rich, because it tells you more about yourself and the reason why you're where you are and the reason why you're not able to soar to get to where you want to be. Like I said in the last video, it's not everybody that wants multi-million dollars. So they say, but if I give you a check for $1 million, will you return it back to me? Or will you take it and use it for whatever you need it for? So don't think being a millionaire is only about you, your family's needs, but it's also for you to be able to do things that maybe you really want to do, or to be a blessing to people who don't have the opportunity that you've gotten. There's so many people that can't even get this book to read. But if you are able to get the book, get it. Treat that baby like a doggone Bible. Treat it like a Bible, because you know what it does? It brings out the gift that's within you, the gift that God has given you in order for you to give the world. All of us have gifts. Trust me, if you were useless to the world, if you had nothing to offer the world, you would not be breathing. The person that created you, the source that created you and has kept you for a time as this, because there's something of worth in you, on your life, and about you. So get the book. A lot of people say, I don't know what my purpose is. I don't know what my purpose. Well, there's a link. There's a link that I've added to the subscription. Oh, description, actually. There's a link that I've added there. Schedule a call. Let's help you to get the purpose, so you can stop wasting time on what you are not called to do. This is what I'm called to do. I love it. I'm aligned. I'm good. However far it takes me, praise the Lord. But I'm doing what I love to do. I'm doing what I'm called to do. And I'm in harmony with what I'm doing. I'm in harmony with it. So let's get your purpose. Get you aligned with your purpose and watch how fast you'll be able to soar and get to that place where you'll be so excited. Live your best life. All right, ladies and gents, y'all take care of yourselves. Make sure to subscribe if you are in my YouTube channel. Make sure to get the self-analysis questions and go through those questions. There's a lot of questions. Go through those questions, ask yourself the questions and answer them. Remember to record it. Record it weekly for about maybe a month, and then see how your answers have changed. Or record it for maybe once every other week. Do it for about 90 days and see if your answers have not changed from the first day, the first recording that you did, because you have to grow. I tell people, I say still water stinks. If you're still the same from last year, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, you haven't learned anything, you haven't gathered any new information for your life, you stinking. You stinking. Because knowledge doesn't come with age. It's not about age. You being 60, you being 65. What that mean? What that mean? What it means is that you're closer to death. That's all. That's all that means. Until you start speaking, will I know that you are a woman of knowledge, or a man of knowledge, and who has put those knowledge into action plans. All right, guys. Thank you so much once again. Take care and look out for me tomorrow, because obviously we really have, a couple more days to October being here. Take care. God bless you real good. Bye.